Yo, what's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the stream. We're here with the second preview skill for a Blitz Masters Legacy. This is the real Spring 2026 tournament. Hope y'all are well. Checking chat. Looks like chat's doing good. That's good. It's all showing up properly for me as well. Yeah, welcome everybody. We've got, second day of the second preview skill here. First day was yesterday. It was not streamed because it's mostly filtering out some of the early competitors. But I can go ahead and show you the brackets for today. We are down to 4 groups. Share screen. Here's group number 1. It is Toma 404 and Origin. Somehow Origin wasn't the top seed, it was Toma, so that's kind of funny. Group 2, this is the group that I will be streaming. This will be Wheel, Vats, Ponda, and Fide. Wheel and Ponda went back and forth last preview skill. I think Wheel took 1 victory, and then Ponda ended up winning on the day, which sent Wheel home early. I think this was PYS 1, day 2. So this is kind of a bit of a rematch. So excited to see how these sets will go if they face off against each other again. We also got Fide and Vats. Fide did change their logo. I didn't have one last time. I didn't know who to contact, but today someone reached out to me, so I was able to get a logo in for them. So now we have their official one. I went ahead and updated the thumbnail for the previous one as well, because they were in a group at one point, even though I don't think we actually got to stream their games. Actually, maybe we did. Memory is going bad, guys. Group 3, this is Joker, Filth, Elev, and Otis. So we'll see who gets to cook between them. I got my room invite. Let me just grab that real quick. We start off with Wheel and Vats. Okay. Wheel, Vats. Alright. Cool. So yeah, Joker, Filth, 11, Otis. Joker is expected to do pretty well. I would assume Elev also probably second favorite, but Otis is a decent team. They could definitely pull off upsets, and I haven't really seen Filth play a whole lot, but we'll see what they can cook. Then group 4, we have 16S as the top seed, despite rejects and 4K. I believe they're both doing better on the tournament, so interesting seeding, but we'll see how this set goes as well. And yeah, again, we will be streaming group 2. And the way that it's going to work is the top 2 teams from each group are going to move on. Last time, PYS 1 day 2, I believe, had 7 groups and only top 1 moved on. But now we only have 4 groups, so the top 2 will move on. So it's unlikely to be any upsets in terms of people not showing up, you know, because you have to get like 3rd and 4th place in your group to go out. So that's that. We can also take a brief look real quick at the frontline proving grounds. So we're doing another proving grounds. I think there were some bugs where it actually played out yesterday and it wasn't supposed to. So they're resetting it and it should be good for today. There's some decent teams in here. NA got eliminated in the first day of last preview skill, which is something that isn't usually expected. NA's been top 8 before. They're a decent team, but somehow they got kicked out of preview skill 2 day 1. Same with SLN. Wouldn't say they're a top level team, but usually they do decent, and they also got eliminated. In the group 2, Rec, PT2K, Weos, and ICS. Your 3, Kittenen. This is a surprise. They're usually pretty solid. Foids, Lexus, and Bay. Then in group 4, BTD6, Vizian, and Fates. So we actually have some solid teams in this, Proving Grounds frontline. I think that's just because a lot less teams were signing up for Preview Skill 2. So some of the good ones have to drop out early, unfortunately. And that's just how it goes, I guess. But yeah, those are the brackets. So we can go ahead and get right into the training review for Wheel and Vats. I don't actually have official logos for either of these teams. I did reach out to Wheel, and Wheel said they didn't have one. And they said that I could use this image, which I sent them ahead of time. They were cool with it. And I actually don't know how to contact anyone on Vats. So I just have this logo for them, but it's all right. And yeah, we're going to go ahead and get right on started with things. This is going to be a best of 3. So this will be a quick set, 3 games max. And we're going to be starting off Fort Despair here. Pretty heavy map. We're already seeing a bunch of Fleeches in the lineup. That's actually going for a Type 5 heavy. Don't know if they're going to keep that or not, but it's a pretty interesting pick. Yo, Mashy, I haven't seen that name in forever. How you been, dude? Holy cow, been a solid couple of years. How you been, dude? What you been up to? I forget, what game was it you played? I know you played Watt PC, that's how I met you. You switched over to Blitz. What was it CS or Valorant that used to stream a bunch? I don't remember. But it's been a minute, man. I hope you're doing well. I'm still at it with tournaments. Blitz has a lot of things that are very different from the last time you've been around. They're actually switching to a brand new engine in just over a month here. So that'll be interesting. It's been a huge mess. But I hope you're well, dude. Einer on YouTube, welcome. Good to have you. And Billy. I think I said hi, Billy. What's up, y'all? But yeah, so the Wheel team, they had an underperformance last previous skill. This time I'm sure they're hoping to fight back. All they have to do is make it to top 2 in this group to move on. So I'm sure they'll be able to do that, and we'll be able to see them maybe in the last day. Don't know if we'll get their group or not, but they'll be able to perform. Wheel notably has many players that were on the team GG last season, and they placed 3rd overall. So the fact that they didn't even make the final day of the first preview skill was definitely an underperformance, and I'm sure they're going to be looking to fight back. They're led by Nibvatank, who I believe is an EU player. I think he's a light tank player, I think, for Mercy, is what someone told me. Mercy, I'm not sure 100%, but he's a solid player, and he's leading this team along with, I believe, Tyrannos. And yeah, so here we go, guys. We're going to be starting off with game number 1 on Fort Despair. Lots of the Kronvons, as of course that is the meta tank at the moment. An auto reloader with basically as much DPM as a single shot tank if you just fire the first shot of the clip over and over again. And of course it has the added benefit of the clip as well. 3-shot clip, 410 alpha per hit, so pretty solid clip potential on top of having a reasonable single shot DPM. Vats is only running one of them, which is somewhat surprising. That's been the most spammed tank by far. They believe more in the 116 F3, which I suppose makes sense in a map like this. That's more of like a city type heavy map, you know. You don't always have the hold down capabilities that the Kronvon has, but it just really depends on how you play it. If you send the Kronvons to something like A corner where there's a lot more hills and areas to use hold down, definitely makes a lot of sense. To me, the lineup that the 116 F3s and Type 5s are in, that suggests maybe more of a town play. Not 100% sure. Interestingly, they are bringing a Panzerwagen light tank here. You don't usually see light tanks on this map. Also, I need to switch the banners around. There we go. Should be good. But yeah, not usually light tanks on this map. It's not very easy to utilize one. This is very heavy-centric, not very large. I guess there's a little bit of room for spotting over in the AB area, but really it's going to make it a lot harder for them to push or hold a push in the long run. We'll see how it goes for them. They get some early information off, though. It's actually Wheel that is going more towards the C area, despite having all those Kronvons. They do have a couple set up over in the A side, though. 72 spotted. That's actually is not doing what I thought they'd do with the F3s. They're going to the corner trying to see if they could hold it down over there. Danger did take a hit early spotting. Looks like a couple bleeds going into Vats here. They're taking a decent amount of damage, but they do have the A corner. Problem is it's not easy to grab the A base. Danger in the Panzerwagen is going to give it a try. That bush is knocked over, but he's not sitting in the bush. The reason is because it's an easy blind fire target. Kronvon's probably going to be blind firing at the bushes. No, they're actually not blind firing at the bushes. And they are able to get the base. There we go. Danger does get blind fired, but the base is already grabbed. He's down to a 3-shot. That's 1 clippable for every tank on the Wheel team, so he's going to have to play this careful. But Vats did get their base. Not an easy one to grab, especially when there's usually not a light tank in the game. Wheel, though, they grabbed C without any issues at all. They are yet to take any damage. They're doing pretty good. 3,000 HP lead over Wheel, nearly 4K. Some of that's by virtue of having a light tank in the lineup. That just lowers the HP pool that your team has in general, but also Chaos is taking some hits. He's rotating back. Gatador also rotating back. Looks like the 116 F3s mostly leaving the A corner. They're going to leave 1 in position here. Wheel, they're playing pretty passive. They don't really have to do a whole lot. They have rotated their Kronvons all behind 72 here. They can definitely push into A as needed, but at the moment they are up on the cap points, and the way that Supremacy works is first to 1,000 wins, so Wheel doesn't really have a reason to push. Looks like they're going to do it anyway. Just, you know, want to take some better map positioning perhaps. They're expecting the rotation from Vats into C. And yeah, looks like they are getting spotted as they do that right away. The Concept able to spot those tanks in the crossing, but it only has a 2-shot auto loader. So he's going to be able to put those shots in and then back out. As Wheel has completely taken the base area, at least. And J. Miguel is not going to have a fun time as he is Not in a great position. Also, Cheems peeking up top here. He's going to get deleted. Mr. Atomic going to be able to pick up that kill. Bao in the Type 5 Heavy. Not even able to stop the B base. It looks like Vats is going for the push on Vitank. They're going to go into Tyrannos Dracula next, but J. Miguel, it is his time to go. 3 Kronvons from Wheel, all in the corner here. They're able to pick him off quite quickly. Wheel also going to be stopping the A base. Don't know if Vats is going to have a reset for that. They only have 1 base at the moment. They did stop the B base, but if they lose A, then the cap pressure is going to be on them a little bit. Although, to be honest, caps aren't going to be the biggest factor in this game here. It is a 5v5 at the moment, but Danger completely out of the fight going towards the C base. Wheel probably just going to focus down Chaos or Bao here. They're the lowest HP targets, but Bao is also not the scariest tank. Type 5 Heavy can struggle to put out a lot of damage, so we'll see if they just completely ignore that tank. Danger does grab the C base, but really that's the only thing that Vats has going for them. They lose a tank, they are down on the HP by quite a bit, and they do lose Chaos as well before getting the kill on 72 CW. Danger, yeah, again, still completely out of the fight here. Bao's about to fall. And Hatsune, the only heavy tank left alive for Vets in the area. Wheel gets the B base back. Danger, who drove all the way over to C base, didn't really get to do a whole lot this game. Miku should be able to get the kill on Atomic. Nope. Wheel's able to focus him out quickly. And Danger will pick up the kill himself, but that's all that Vats is going to be able to do this game here. Game 1, no problem at all for Wheel here. With a good rotation into A, even the fact that they didn't need to take any map control at all, they had the base lead. What they decided to take matters into their own hands and kind of countered the rotation that Vats made over to the C side. Wheel wasn't there at all. So they will take game 1. Nice 3.2. I don't know how to pronounce this name or what it translates to, but Kronvon's doing quite well. Spawns that will swap to game 2. We're seeing a Ho-Ri being run this time for Vats. Interesting. So they're running pretty non-conventional stuff on Fort Despair. I do got to give them that. It's an interesting setup they've got going. With 2 Ho-Ris maybe. Hatsune is switching out of it into Kron. Okay, but 1 Ho-Ri. It's usable. It's not unusable on this map. We've seen it done before. There are some TD spots. If you back really far into your own spawn, you can do it. There are some bushes overlooking the A area. Bushes kind of overlooking the back of the cubbies kind of work. You can have a little bit of lanes into the B hull down area. Will it get used? We'll see, I suppose, what Cheems decides to do. 4 F3s and 2 Krons for Vats as well. So they are favoring the F3 here. Wheel still keeping 5 Krons, but they've gotten rid of their Felices in favor of an F3 and a concept. So still pretty much all Clippers other than the Ho-Ri here. Very nice lineups. What's up, Bass? Pawn in this group? Yeah, they are. They are on the other side of the group. They are facing off. Sorry. My goodness. They're facing off against Fide. And I guess we can just go ahead and show the game here. I'm a little tired today, guys. I was out in the sun for a long time and it kind of drained me. Why am I getting a quest? Nice. Yeah, I was out in the sun, it kind of drained me. I only got back to my apartment maybe 10 minutes before starting up stream as well, so a little low on energy, but it's fine. I'll be okay. All right. This time, Wheel is actually going to be the team going directly to A, and Vats to the town. So this is what I expected to see with a Kronvon lineup versus an F3 lineup. Last game, we didn't quite see it. Also, Cheems rocking the Ho-Ri going to be taking you. If you could play deep in your own spawn, you actually have pretty good lanes over on the A side, but for that, you also require something to be spotting it, and at the moment, nothing from Vats is able to light anything over there. Wheel puts a good shot into Danger, hauled down there. Vats will take the early cap lead on C, though. Nobody from Wheel is there to deny it. However, Wheel not wasting any time. They are stepping B, and no one from VATS is here for this as well. So early caps have been traded. Since there are no light tanks in this game, A is not going to be very easily grabbable, at least not until there's a push elsewhere, or most of the tanks are focused in a different area and there's just nothing left to defend the base. But while there's something looking at A, it's basically impossible to grab without a light tank. But we will see. Looks like Wheel put a blind shot into Hatsune there. It's a nice shot. VATS is blood at 2 hits at the moment. They still have the cap lead. Nothing major to be concerned about yet. Wheel also still getting their tank spotted here. Looks like the Crown Von's in the corner getting lit, despite such distance. But at the moment things are slow. Wheel's looking ready to do something with all of their tanks lined up in the A area, but VATS is relatively spread out for their defense, kind of looking to see where they can spot Wheel first and then react accordingly. Looks like Wheel is going for blind shots on the Ho-Ri. They hit one. Oh my goodness. Great shots from Wheel. They've put one blind into Hatsune. They've put a blind one into Cheems. They are looking very nice with their blind fires. I think one shot just tracked Cheems as well. They're very accurate with their shots. But at the moment, things are still slow. Wheel's looking like they're ready to do something at any minute. Bao Bao is going to be speed boosting away. D-Lord Chaos, the only tank really here. He is covered by Cheems. However, if Wheel decides to push this, he's going to die quite quickly. And the Ho-Ri's not going to be able to do a whole lot about that, to be honest. I keep turning back to the Ho-Ri to see what's going on. If I'm the Ho-Ri, I'm probably playing this a little further back. Like, yeah, you've got good lanes. It might get you a shot there. I guess it's a fair position to take. You know, you probably want to put a shot into the tanks that are crossing tight to the little B hill there. But at the same time, you get spotted, they're going to pick you off. You have basically no cover. And VATS will take a little bit of time to rotate to defend this as well. Meanwhile, pretty much everyone from Wheel is ready to go. That's another shot into Chaos this time. So VATS is blood 4 shots, and again, Wheel full HP. We're halfway through the game. They are yet to take any damage. There we go. Finally something into Watson. It's an AG shell. Wow, big whoop. And yeah, even 72 is moving forward. Yeah, they are ready to push. Caps are about to reach 800 points for both teams. And the pressure is about to go. Oh my goodness, Chaos getting blind fired. What is it with Wheel and these blind fires, man? They've hit like 4 now at this point. Pretty crazy. Cheems puts one into the Crown Von here. That does tell Wheel about where he is, you know. They know that Chaos has someone supporting him back there. Do they know how many tanks are supporting him? That is the question. Wheel makes their move. 800 cap points have been reached. Have not yet been spotted. Okay, now they have been. Cheems and the Ho-Ri has been spotted. And how many shots is that from Wheel that missed? He's got the reactive, so we'll be able to take a little bit of hits here without dying immediately. But it's not looking too good for Mr. Cheems here. He has to hug this little rock here. He does get unspotted. He's going to put in another shot. That might be it for him. No, doesn't get lit, actually. Wheel's going to keep pushing into Mr. D-Lord Chaos. If he backs up even a little bit, Tyrannos and the other Crown Von that I can't name will be able to get the kill on him. It looks like actually Tyrannos the first tank to go down, but able to get 2 quick kills in succession. Wheel are now at 960 cap points. If VATS can get the pick on Fartman here, it would be game, but losing Miguel just in the nick of time. Wheel are able to steal game 2 away as well. And that will be a 2-0 win for Team Wheel. Congratulations, nice little push there. VATS was not ready for it. They weren't sure where Wheel was going to come from. And so they were too spread out to defend 7 tanks in one area. So despite the fact that Wheel lost the first tank, they were able to pick up 3 in a row. Here we go, guys. That was the first set. we've got a little bit of time into the next one. I guess I can go ahead and quickly refresh the website, see how the other groups are doing. I suspect a lot of them are still going. But I could be wrong. I need to check Discord as well in case other groups are reporting issues, because that's definitely possible. There have been a lot of technical issues this tournament on the system side of things. All right, so Origin 2 over 404 to no one's surprise. Honda 2 over Fide. Joker 2-0 over Filth, and then Elev Out is still going on. That's the only set that's still playing, I believe. Rejects over 4K. Cool. That's where we are at the moment. We got a little bit of time until the next set. Go in-game. I want to test something really quick, guys. Hold on. Blitz window. I want to, let's see. Scale filtering. Hold on. So if I go to tournament and then I click on Blitz window, I'm just trying to see if I can play Blitz with my main monitor as opposed to my secondary. Let's see. Transform. Edit transform. Fit 1920 1080. Okay. So now if I go to my in-game, it's different size, but if I unlock it and I fit to 1920 and 1080, I think that worked actually. There you go. And then I just gotta move it up, I guess. Oh, how high can I move it up? There we go. Looks good. All right, so now I can actually play Blitz on my primary monitor. I just have to switch it to the secondary monitor whenever I want to do the training room overlay. That's fine, I can live with that. Cool. All right, and how much time do I have? Second stage, pond at wheel, 31. So I've got not that long. I can play like 2 games. And it's Mad Games at the moment. I don't really love Mad Games. What tank do I like playing in Mad Games? I don't remember. Was it the BZT or the BZ? I don't have the BZT. Is Type 5 good? This is pretty interesting. It was going invis and just HGing people. I think that's what I like doing. Mad Games is not my favorite mode, again. I don't even know what that says. Screw it, why not? Ah, I'm getting flashbanged. Alright. Well, let's just get moving with our invis here. Probably could have saved it for the sea crossing, but it's fine. Surely no one's gonna be there in time to hit me in the crossing, right guys? Alright, we're good. We have an AFK light tank apparently, so that's fun. Did I get lit? I did. Oh, he's reloading. It's unfortunate. I got a good reload. They should be able to kill him, right? Really? I can help out. And not needed. 270. Interesting. I've got a very good reload right now. Can he hit me? Damn, he can. Good hit. Fired. Dang, my reload is crazy when I'm with my allies. What's up, Dreadman? Welcome to the stream. Sneaky. Hello, hello, hello. Screw it. This guy probably gonna kill me. It's all good. This guy's looking. This guy was ready. It's because the rest of my team's coming this way too. Fair enough. Tapping a base will not save you. Nice ram. Oh, that's funny. Wish my allies would push. I'd like to have a better reload. This guy went invis. Well, GG. We take those. Going invis and just HGing somebody for 807. I don't know if we got any 800 rolls this game though. Wasn't paying attention. Getting flashbanged again. I think we take those. Probably play one more. We got a Panda player. Oh my goodness, we're about to stream his clan. This gives me like plus brothers in arms or something. Surely. Alright, this is their light tank peak here. Yes. 495, what a roll. Yes, go Tornvagen. Oh! Oh! Go! Ah. Worth. So this guy's AFK. Alright, team will take that out. Surely. I missed. Nice. Gun didn't depress when I thought it would. Oh, so I broke his turret, which made him miss. Uh-oh, he marked himself. Poor guy. Surely team has him. Surely. Oh, this guy does not want me HEing him. Oh, they went high. Unlucky. This guy wants me. That is crazy. Understandable though. I would want me to. Alright. Well, I have time for one more. Game start at 32. I'm drinking all my water. I'm gonna have to get another cup before next set. Okay, here I'll just wait till I'm about to cross to use my invis. Also, team's coming with, so that's good. Ori's pinging top. It's fine, I guess. Should have pre-aimed. I don't know why I didn't, but didn't see anything, so we're all good. He has a 1 next to him, so that means there's a tank by the Foch. There we go, it's the E6. Now there's another, it's the E100. I'm just gonna hold this. Ooh, he stopped. That would have been a really good shot. Unfortunate. Well, teammates are playing down. 30B is here. Oh, so they are. Okay, I didn't have a gun impression there. They're penning me, no problem. Okay, now I have the 2. Bliska killed himself. That 100 is gonna fuck us. What's that 30B doing? I don't know. Now I'm dead to the 100 probably. Please let me get this kill before he heals up too much. The gun. That's crazy. Shot went just a little high. That's unlucky. That's so unlucky. Okay. A little low, I don't know. Whatever, man. Game's not going my way. It's all good. My teammates are all dying. Can't win them all. Well, I'm getting my room invite in 1 minute, so it's all good. GG. I missed so many shots that I should not have missed. Best player in there. I do not like mad games, guys. Alright. We'll get our invite in a minute here. Switch back to a light tank. There's our invite. And Wheel Ponda. I think this is the 3rd time these teams have played each other. I think. I don't actually know what yesterday's groups were. I wasn't really paying attention to those. Maybe we could go over that actually. First, Wheel on the left. And Ponda on the right. Yeah, why don't we do that? We look at first stage groups. And see how some of the teams that I mentioned earlier got knocked out. Because there were some names that typically go further. So here, this group had a Wheel losing to Elev. Those two made it through over BTD6 SRU. Group 2... How many groups were there? There are only 7 groups. So last PYS, there were 7 groups on day 2. This time there are only 7 groups on day 1. So yeah, a lot less teams. This time Fide and Rejects kicked out Wouse and Lexus. Group 3, Origin and Vats. So Vats kicked out Kit and M. Group 4, 4K kicked out NA. Along with Ponda. Yeah, that's a tough group. Group 5, Autist kicked out VCN. Group 6, Filth kicked out Rec. Group 7, 16S kicked out SLN. That was the other team I was curious about. Okay, cool. Well, Some interesting day one stuff, I suppose. Odds are, after this PYS, Joker and Origin are going to be the teams that qualify. They're kind of the ones that are head and shoulders above the rest of the competition in here at the moment. But PYS 3 will be up in the air, and who knows, maybe we will see a crazy upset on PYS 2, day 3. We will see. Right, I can go ahead and show the training room. There's only one team there at the moment. Ponda has not yet joined their room. It's all good. You got time. I'm going to take this opportunity to get me some more water, because I need it. Alright. Where's Ponda? Uh-oh. They've got less than 2 minutes. Check Discord. Looks like everything's running smoothly, which is a good thing. The nice thing about NA is APAC is the first thing, like in the morning, and then there's EU, and NA is last. So APAC, EU have had a lot of issues. NA has been pretty smooth, to be honest. Really, the biggest issue NA had was one game, or one set had to be played in training rooms. Other than that, it's actually been quite smooth. There we go. Ponda shows up with less than a minute. It's all good. It is cool to see Ponda playing in the big 2-6 W. They haven't been around for a minute. Anyway, this is going to be a best of 5, so no more best of 3s for PYS number 2, just the first set of today. But these will all be best of 5s for the rest of the day. And apparently Grand Finals is best of 7 now, which is something I learned last stream, so that was cool. But anyway, lots of Kronvons here on Middleburg. I mean, yeah, tend to send a lot of tanks up to the hill. It's kind of where a lot of the battles get played. And yeah, Kronvon, very strong hold down tank for doing that, so it is going to be lots of Krons on either team. Let's queue up the intro here. Get right on into it with game 1. And Wheel of Ponda have played many, many times so far in this tournament. By many, many times, I mean twice. We'll see what they're cooking. Dang, everyone loaded in right away. The battle countdown is already starting. It's quick. Map intros still rolling. The only difference between these two lineups right now is one mouse for a 6th Kron. So Wheel running only 5 Krons, a mouse and a Fleece. Ponda's got 6 Krons and a Fleece. They're going to be stepping right into A with Ivana, who's capturing the base here. Wheel doesn't have anything set to defend it. They are grabbing B with the mouse. He will not be reset. Atomic is able to grab C for Wheel, which is early cap lead Wheel, which is... It's impressive that they're able to get this base so quickly. Sometimes it takes a lot of time to do. However, Wheel has lots of tanks committed up top, and the fact that Ponda didn't try to pressure C can kind of tell Wheel that they don't have many tanks set up here. That's kind of a little bit of information that Ponda gave. They didn't try to bluff that they had plenty of tanks there to defend it. So, good stuff for Wheel. They come out with an early game advantage. Also put a shot into skips, although one of their Krons did take an HE in return. What's up, Billy? Welcome to this. Why did I say welcome to this stream? You've been here. I don't know why I said that. I'm out of it today, guys. I'm always out of it at this point. It's all loopy. I don't play Blitz a whole lot. Anyway, this is an interesting thing that Kujis is doing. You tend to see Kronvons in this position, but Evolice using it. Kind of funny. Nice little spot that the north spawn has. You can use this little hill to prompt your tank up and actually shoot over this little bush area. Whereas normally tanks do not have the gun depression to do that, or anything similar to that at all. But anyway, zooming out a little bit, both teams have 5 tanks up top, so it's actually even, but Ponda's not willing to make a play yet. Although we do see Market Man open up that speed boost. Looks like Ponda is looking to make a play. Market Man will step on that base here. Will he be able to get a cap off? Probably not. He can get continuously HE reset by both Laikai and Atomic Fartman, even Dracula as well. However, he is stopping the bases from taking up even further for Wheel, so that's not a bad thing, I suppose, but there's only so much of this that Market Man's going to want to take. And yep, he backs off. Can't back off too much or else he's going to get crossfired, but it looks like Ponda wants to make their move now with 5 Kronvons pushing up top. And actually, no, that's 4 Krons and a Felice. They keep 2 down low, JTA and Vana. At the same time, Wheel is going for A, so they're going to have all 3 bases at the moment. Ponda's really going to need to do something here. It's almost 900 cap points for Wheel. Now, it looks like they do find a Kronvon here, which they do pick off, but that's only stopping things temporarily. They really need to keep going with these kills here, as JTA, the only tank down low, is going to be defending 2 tanks over on the A side. So Ponda stops C, but they need to keep getting kills here, and Wheel is relatively dug in here. Looks like they want to go for Dracula here, but 920, 930, 940, the cap points are just going to keep ticking, and now that JTA is done, 990 and Market dying, that's 1,000. Wheel do take it. Ponda didn't do enough in time, stopping the C base and then actually losing their base down low. They pulled their second tank away from A in order to help with the push up top, but the push up top was not able to get the clears that they needed. And Wheel actually winning game 1 on the spawn that I would consider inferior by virtue of that sneaky little spot that Ponda has in the north spawn, able to shoot over that hill. South spawn doesn't have that, so the fact that South spawn was able to win the hill and then win the game is impressive. So props to Wheel for taking the early game advantage and converting it to a win. Move on to game 2. Kronvon's again the most dominant tank, but Wheel are going to bring another one of them out, substitute their mouse into Kron for 2 F3s in the lineup here. Ponda keeps everything the exact same. Yeah. Well, not a whole lot else to say. We'll see how game 2 goes. What's up, Laura? Welcome. This set is not an elimination set, so the loser of this, while it will be a little bit of a blow to their ego, will have a chance to claw back in the grand finals. And of course, the top 2 teams actually move on for this group. So losing this set isn't the one that matters. It's the loser's finals set that is the one that's really an elimination set. And then grand finals is kind of for cups, I guess, which do matter for teams like Wheel and Ponda that have a chance of not winning any of the 3 PYSs. It's entirely possible that they get upset in such a way, if you even want to call it an upset, you know. But there's a very real possibility that some of them do have to play for cups here. So in that sense, these sets do matter. But here we go with game number 2. Last game, everyone loaded in so quick that the map intro kind of cut into the early few seconds of driving and blind firing. We'll see if that happens again. We get a nice little quick, yeah, immediate loading screen. So nice. Everyone's got good internet on these teams, I guess. W. I'm not getting any packet loss today that I can notice at least, which is good. I know last stream I had a lot of it. Really last 2 streams. This time, both teams will spawn with 1 tank up top. Do either of them go for an early aggressive C cap? No, but Ponda gets the early B lead, so that's nice. Now, if they can just defend C from being grabbed, which is what Wheel did last game, things will be okay. Both teams getting a little bit of a spot on each other, but Wheel actually didn't go for an early A grab. They were a little scared to do it. They saw maybe Ponda. I didn't see if those tanks got spotted going for that A reset, but Wheel decided not to go for it. So they have no base at the moment. Wheel has more tanks up top, though, and they might know that. I'm not sure if they know that or not. I didn't see if Sherman, Ponda, or Vanna, JTA got lit or not. But they do bring one of the Krons down. I thought they had 4 up top. Looks like they only have 3, but one of their F3s may move up. Not sure, but this could be more of a town fight than the last game. Wheel is now attempting to grab A. Ponda has rotated off of the defense. So base advantage will remain in Ponda's favor, but the difference isn't going to keep growing. And now Ponda's saying, okay, we're going to send our tanks up top. It's really the main thing that Wheel would do that could screw them at the moment would be to take either C or to take B from them. Uh-oh. Wait, Vanna gets lit. He could take a little bit of damage here, but Wheel isn't really set up for it. And actually, the Kronvon misses the crossing shot. I'm not sure if that's a Legionnaire player who has high ping. I don't know, actually, but missing that shot does mean that Honda remains at full health, and they are going for the C grab this time. Atomic Man. Didn't see if he actually got a reset there. Maybe he did, but he's not going to be able to keep resetting both of these tanks as they double grab the base, so now this is a significant advantage for Ponda. Wheel trying to stop the B base, but Kujis is there to reset it with the Felice. And all he's doing is shooting HEs at the moment. Tyrannus shooting HEs in return. But Sherman's also in the back for HE resets as needed. That tells Wheel there's 2 tanks there. But one tank is there to hit Kujis pretty hard. Dracula's going to keep pressuring B. Kujis is already almost dead. Sherman does have more resets into Dracula. But how long will he be able to keep that up? Unclear at the moment. But Ponda looking to make a move at some point, right? They have all these tanks up top. Sherman is now finally spotted as he's resetting Dracula. He is out of HE shells, though. I am noticing this. He only has 1 tank left in the clip. He was trying to reload his clip, but doesn't have any HEs to keep going. Pagman trying to rotate down on top of the Kronvon from Wheel. He took a lot of damage doing so, and Wheel's actually going to rotate their F3, and they look like they want to get the kill on Pag now instead, which is exactly what they will be able to do. Pagman backing up the best he can. JT going to HP share, so Pagman going to stay alive a little bit longer here. Wheel was able to get the B base as well, by the way. Pano's going to try to win the fight up top. They're going to go for Fartman. Pagman and the Cyrillic name that I can't pronounce also get traded, but JTA will get picked as well as Kujis still being on 50 HP all the way back there, somehow still alive. Very interesting here, but lots of low HP tanks on the board. The cap points can swing very wildly in the next few shots here. Sherman gets the pick on Dracula, but they lose Vanna as well. Skips is going for Laikai. And neither of them have the kill at the moment because they have to reload a full clip. Laikai's going to be able to put 3 shots into Skips before going down. So that is good damage from Wheel as they do maintain the HP lead with this. They do lose Laikai. It is a 4v3 advantage at the moment, but Sherman getting picked off. It's now a 3v3. Kujis is on 50 HP. The tank should be able to pick up that kill. No, not able to do it. Kujis is running in for a shot on this Kron here. Misses 1. He'll be able to put 1 more in, but now he'll die. Miss from the tank, but he's going to pick it up, not allow him to put any more shots into the other Kron. Market Man now making a play on Dr. Watson, but it's 980, 990, 995, 1,000. And Wheel will take game 2 as well. Going up 2-0 against Ponda here. All of that damage going into Kujis from that crossfire from the F3 really hurt Ponda's cap lead in the town. And while Sherman was able to help out for a while with the resets, wasn't able to keep doing it, and eventually Wheel was able to push through. And we'll move on to game 3 with Wheel up 2-0 on Ponda. Next up going to be Rockfield. I do some Rockfield gameplay, and we'll see if Ponda's able to claw it back here, or if this will be a clean sweep. What's up, Helmy? Welcome to the stream. And to Maggie. Hello, hello. Is Wheel a new clan? This is NA. They are A Russian-speaking team, however, lots of the players on the team, I don't think all of them do, but most of them do, I believe. But yeah, a lot of their players were under the GG tag last season, although I wouldn't really call them the GG team because the GG is like an old comp clan and they kind of just use the clan. But typically these players play under 322, or at least a lot of them do. At least the NA version of 322, because that's the name of a former EU/Russian team as well, I believe. I'm reading messages on Discord. Apparently, a Concept 1B got racked in the Joker 11 set, so that's pretty funny. Very cool. Alright, let's introduce Rockfield here. Lots of Krons on either team. Both teams running 5 of them, running a light tank as well. And then Pana's got a Felice, Wheels got an F3. Alright. What's cooking here? 2-0 lead for Wheel. They are playing split, actually. Pretty evenly split, to be honest. 3 tanks to C, 3 tanks to A. With the light tank spotting. I mean, light tank can really go wherever, so I don't count that. Honda's doing the same. They are also split 3 and 3, but their light tank's on the other side. Puts a quick one into Dracula. Actually doesn't get spotted either. Watson going for an A grab. Will he be able to get away with it? Honda's has Pagman there. Does Watson get scared and run away? No. Skips, tries to peek up for a reset. Doesn't stay. So Watson will grab the base and run. Should be just fine. That's cap lead Wheel for game 3. Ponda's going to grab a base of their own. Only thing that Ponda has going for them right now is a little bit of damage into Mr. Tyrannos there. Looks like Wheel... Oh my goodness, what is this play from Wheel? They are getting aggressive here. Oh my goodness. Sherman not spotting any push from Wheel. I missed that entirely. Holy cow. Wheel just immediately going for 2 quick kills into C. The fact that they only had 3 tanks there and they were able to take out 2 of Ponda's 4 tanks. So Ponda just didn't spot. Wow, what a play from Wheel. They'll be able to 3-0 Ponda with this, certainly. I missed that entirely, and then I see Market Man taking damage. Like, wait a second, what's going on here? So Wheel just decided, hey, you know what? Maybe Ponda's not spotting this and we can shove it. That's exactly what they did. The tank in the F3, he's only on 350 HP. He's just going to take the opportunity to grab the base and make things even worse for Ponda. And yeah, they're just going to completely sweep this side. Ponda doing the only thing they can, which is try to counter push on the A side, but Wheel's got a fine setup here. I mean, I don't love the position that this Crown Von's in. It's definitely punishable, and Vana might be able to pick up the kill for it, but I mean, it really doesn't matter. Ponda's completely lost after what happened in the seaside. Absolutely nice aggression play there. Not something that you see very frequently. There we go. So at least a kill for Ponda into the Crown Von in that edge spot, but that's all they're going to get. No, they get Vitank as well, but they're not bringing this one back. Down goes Skips. Peg and JT, they're in good positions, but they are down by double their HP, and they have no caps. It was a quick one. Probably the fastest set of all the groups. I don't know if any would be faster. I don't know if Joker 11 would be faster than this. Obviously, all the lower bracket sets started early, so they're going to be ending. Or they're going to have ended by now as well, but nice game. I like the call from Wheel to push over in the A side, or in the C side. Normally, the way that it works is like, if you aren't planning on committing C, you don't have many tanks there, and you don't push, you just kind of play passively. But they were able to get close enough to be unspotted as they snuck right through. So that was, yeah, I like the play. Really quick, I will refresh the brackets on the website. Actually, Toma Origin was faster than this set. What the heck? Whoa. Okay, let's show it. Let's just show it. So, Toma 3-0'd Origin faster than this set. That's crazy. That's absolutely insane. So Origin having a rough one there. Unfortunately, this group is not streamed. Frost was going to stream it. He had to cancel. But that completely caught off guard by that. Really wish this were streamed. Love to see what happened there. Group 2, Wheel 3-0 over Ponda. Group 3, Joker 11 still going on. And Group 4, 16S Reject still going on. So I'm guessing I thought this would be the fastest set. It was not. But over on the lower bracket side, there's no lower bracket game here. Here, At His Filth still going on. Fide is out, so we're getting to see Ponda Vats in the next one. And no lower bracket set here. So cool, that's where we are at. So Vats against Ponda will be our set. So no Fide stream today, unfortunately. RIP. But we can go ahead and show the training, so we will do that. This is another best of 5. Mayan for games 1 and 2. Vats is going back to the Ho-Ri here. Check Discord, everything seems smooth. Good. Nothing wrong with a silent Discord, means that everything's going well. Ponda again with many crons, and Vats just doesn't seem to like running crons. Don't know what it is. 4 F3s. They're like, okay, last meta was F3s. We spent all this money on these tanks. We're going to keep using them, right? They're insistent on it. Which is a little bit funny. And the other funny thing is that it's still a good tank. It really didn't get nerfed at all. It just got reactive removed, which, of course, reactive was toxic. But now that it's gone, it's still good with all the other things that it had going for it. It's got really troll armor. It's obviously got a solid auto reloader with good clip potential. And definitely not as annoying to play as something like the MLE from the previous meta. So it's a desirable tank. It's just that the Kronvon's got such good damage output for the fact that it's an auto reloader. It's still got good like sustained DPM, as long as you don't empty your clip, of course. It's also got super speed, which is good for flexibility. It's very good hold down, all that stuff. What's up, DJ Tony? Welcome to the stream, man. Good to have you. I'm doing well, man. Enjoying the tournament. Hope that you will enjoy as well. This is lower bracket finals. So this is an important elimination set. Loser of this set does go home from Prove Your Skill number 2. Winner of this set goes to Grands, but no matter the outcome of Grands, both of those teams will move on. So reaching Grands is the most important part. So this is an important set for both Ponda and Vats. As, you know, you want to make it on to day 3. Even if you don't think you can win day 3, getting all those extra cups will definitely help with the leaderboard, which the leaderboard is something I have not shown yet. Apparently a lot of the cups have been bugged for a long time, and I actually just don't know if they're ready to be shown yet, if they actually work, if Women's fixed the cups or not yet, because she's been doing all that stuff manually because the system's just been completely terrible in the past couple weeks. So haven't shown the cups yet, probably won't show the cups, but it is what it is. We'll go ahead and jump right on into the Mayan Ruins intro as we begin our third set of the day, and the most important set being the elimination one between Vats and Ponda. To roll. All right. Ponda is running a light tank, something which Vats does not have, so he'll have, free control to go wherever he wants in the early game, but nothing's going to be able to catch him, so you get a little bit of extra early game flexibility here, and of course late game. T100 is also incredibly good. Really, any light tank is incredibly good. Vats is going to go for a quick grab of the B base. That's what the IS-4 is there for. It's a nice low-profile tank. He's able to get into B. He takes a good amount of damage for it, nearly 1,000. He's going to have a hard time getting out, though, that's for sure. Now, Vats is set up to put a couple shots into skips in the crossing. However, Ponda is also set up for the Vats center tanks, and Danger takes a lot of damage. So this was a big cost for Vats to grab the B base, which they did do. They have the cap lead, but it costed Hatsune about 1,000 HP. It costed Danger about 1,200 HP, half of his HP that is. And Honda's still doing just fine. Like, they are down the bases, sure, but they got the C base without any problems, so it's all good for Honda. And of course, they have Light Tank with free reign of the C side of the map. Vats will grab A with Bao Bao here, but that's a full HP tank completely dragged out of the fight. And Vats doesn't have a lot of HP to work with over here. Hatsune, their most forward tank, is not doing well on 1,000 HP. Danger not doing well. Catador has taken a little bit of damage. Miguel also taken some damage. So Bao Bao and Cheems, their full HP tanks, just kind of not in the fight at the moment. But Bao Bao making a very awkward push here. He just lost half of his HP just like that. JTA and Kujis, and he hasn't even fired his gun yet. And there we go, fires his gun, doesn't go in. So that entire play that Bao Bao made, really completely useless at this point. Vats still trying to peek in the center and just getting deleted. Not very coordinated play here from Vats. They're about to lose Bao Bao for free. He's put like, what, one shell into Kujis or Vana? That was just a complete throwaway of a tank. Vats is not looking the best here. Ponda's just got such good crossfire going. Every play that they make seems to be covered by another tank at a different angle. And things are just looking quite good. They're even going to bring the light tank forward here. And the cap lead that Vats got completely obliterated by the fact that they have lost 3 tanks, and they haven't even gotten a single tank from Ponda down to half HP yet. Kujis now the first tank to actually drop below 1,000 for Team Ponda, along with Marketman, who just took a little bit of damage right here, driving through everyone in the light tank. And he gets deleted just like that. Fair enough. When you're a light tank, you can't really do stuff like that, but Ponda's just trying to mess around here a little bit. This game's just as good as over. Barely 3 minutes. Not even. And Ponda taking that one extremely convincingly. That was the least close game of the day. Absolute obliteration right there. And there we go. So it seems like Ponda and Wheel are just a league above the rest of the other teams. But even then, Wheel kind of a league above Ponda. At least the 3-0 score would suggest that. Skips with a nice 3.5. And yeah, Bebo, yeah, he made that whole play, full HP, put in 1 shot of damage. That was a tough one there. Unfortunate play or unfortunate call, whatever it was. Here we are with game 2. Ponda subbing out the light, bringing to 62. Okay. He's not ready, so maybe they'll switch it out for something else. But Vats maybe realizing, alright, that T100 was able to cause a lot of problems for us. We got to run a light of our own. Actually, Ponda's not going to run one this time, so maybe we'll see if Vats can do something similar, having the only light tank in this game. I'm not sure if Vats is as coordinated as Ponda to do something like that, but, maybe they are. But 2 concepts going in. Ponda bringing one as well, along with Kujis, who's been kind of Felice slaving for a majority of today. Maybe he likes the tank, maybe he doesn't. But that is the value he brings to his team at the moment. That's finally stepping into the Kron Von hype here. They've got 3 of them. Maybe a 4th if Bao Bao decides to ready up in one, but he's taking his time. No, only 3 for Vats. Still, that is a record. Alright. Let's get it. Okay. What is the light tank play for Team Vats? Looks like it's a speed boost to C. However, Ponda's sending a couple of tanks, or maybe they wanted to see if they can catch the Panzerwagon off guard. Maybe he'll be caught a little lacking. Maybe he's going to be a little bit too comfortable, thinking, hey, I'm the only light tank in the game. Surely no one's going to challenge me, right? He'll step the C base, and I do doubt that Ponda's going to be able to get there in time to defend it, at least with Market and Vana, but JTA sneaking up here. Might be able to put something in. He gets lit. Danger in the base. Gets it off, actually. JTA misses the shot. I believe Sherman put in one, but he is bailing just like that. Market also gets spotted in the area, though, so at least Vats knows that something's cooking from Ponda on here. They got to be a little careful with it. Vats has Chaos and Bao Bao all the way in the back, though, and Ponda knows this. They could push their advantage here. It looks like they're not going to be doing that. Market Man gets lit. Vana still hasn't been spotted yet, but he's getting close to the point where he could get proxied by the concept, so we'll have to be careful. Now he's actually going to drive around, and yeah, now Catador knows that there are 2 tanks here from Ponda. He is dead. Market's going to be able to push this. In between Vana and Market, they'll have the kill here. There are enough shots in the clip to do it. And there we go. Quick kill from Ponda. Vats are going to try to join the fight, but just like that, Jimmy Kell goes down. Oh man. Clips are just crazy. Danger driving all the way around. There's no point in going for the A base. This is not going to be a game of caps. Okay, he turns around. He's going to go for Kujis, but he's just farming the highest HP tank, or at least one of the highest HP tanks for Ponda, while the rest of his team is going down. And Kujis isn't even paying attention to the Panzerwagen. That's pretty funny. He's more focused on putting nice HEs into Mr. Cheems here. Let's do pick up a kill on Pagaman here, but they lose Chaos just like that. It's a 6-on-3, not looking particularly good in this game. Going to be even quicker than the last one. At least this one I wouldn't say was as lopsided. It's just more of a slugfest here in the middle, but definitely a faster game, that is for certain. Bao Bao not going for the kill on Sherman for some reason. It's fine. It really makes no difference. JT is saying bro. He's like, bro, why would you focus fire on me and not Sherman? That's pretty funny. Is Danger looking for the kill? Please tell me Danger's looking for the kill. He does get it. Alright, fine. But 2.5 minutes. Ponda's up. I think we know what Grand Finals is going to look like. At least the teams that will make it up. Who knows? Maybe Ponda will cook again. I believe last PYS, that's... Or no, not that. So Wheel beat Ponda by a decent margin in the first set, and then Ponda ended up winning the overall Grand Finals. So we'll see if something like that happens again or not. If Ponda's going to be cooking in Grands all of a sudden. That being said, they haven't made Grands yet, so I can't really, you know, put the cart before the horse. The rate things are moving, this is a very lopsided set. Both games being 3 minutes long. New Bay for game 3. Might not even have a game 4. It is what it is. What's up, Catastrophic? What's up? Won about 200 cups getting eliminated. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Willing to trade them if I wear the dunce hat on stream. Oh no. The dunce hat. I don't have a dunce hat for myself, unfortunately. I'm above that. I could never be a dunce, right? I'm the GOAT. Just the best competitive player alive. I would never make a mistake like that, surely. It would be funny to have an IRL dunce cap. Unfortunately, I do not. Anyway, New Bay here. Vats are running a very interesting lineup here. Type 5 is coming back out. Saw one on Fort Despair earlier, and now New Bay here as well. Ahori. Yeah, we've got a lineup here for certain. Ponda keeping it simple with their Krons, Felice Slave, and a light. You don't always see lights on this map either, but we are seeing one here today. And I'll introduce New Bay, get cooking with Game 3. Sub Delta Ranger. Anyone covering Origin today? Unfortunately, no. There was supposed to be someone, but he canceled his stream. So no one's covering Origin, which I'm bummed out about because they got upset, and it would be kind of crazy to see what happened there. Like, I watched back the Joker upset where Joker got 4-0'd by 7 minutes. That was pretty crazy. But... Danger's saying, can you let us win for mission? That's so funny. JT is saying no. Q just saying asking too much. Sorry, Vats. I know there's like a tournament win mission going on right now. That is pretty funny. Time to get into a quick tournament, gamers. Alright, Market Man going for some quick spot in here. He'll find most of the Vats team is going on this side. He is going to back out before they can spot him. But Ponda will show up. GTA, Pag, Sherman, and Vana all getting on the ramps here. Kronvan's good at holding ramps. Interestingly enough, though, Vats is rocking lots of F3s to do this. Danger taking a little bit of damage. Chaos and Miguel are going to drive forward, but they're missing shots. They really haven't hit anyone yet too hard. Yeah, they're all spreading their shots between GTA, Pag, and Sherman. They've all taken damage. So a bit of awkward focus fight here. Looks like Miku trying to go for Sherman, but it's actually Vats who lose the first tank. So that's very surprising here. Some very unfortunate focus fire from Vats. They're going to lose the second tank as well. Oh, man. They'll finally get their kill on Sherman, but at what cost? They are already down 2,000 HP. Bao Bao in the Type 5, not looking great. JTA Pag probably just going to turn from him. They don't even have to do that. Ponda's just got so many shots in the clip to deal with him. Cheem's alone in the Hori. It's over for him. He's going to have a light tank on him along with Mr. Kujis. Skips putting in shots as well. Yeah, Cheems is completely pinned against the wall there with the heavy tank just completely shoving him. He will go down quite quickly. Market picks him up. Miguel. So Vats did get a kill. They got a kill this game as well. But this will be another, 2-3 minute game. Only thing that's stopping this from being a 2-minute game is that Vats still has a little bit of HP to chew through. They pick up another kill on skips. But yeah, RIP Vats. Good effort, but this set was less close than the first one. Maybe Ponda's finally woken up after losing their set to Wheel in such a convincing fashion. Hey, Miku's been able to pick up a couple kills here. Only 4 tanks alive for Ponda, but yeah. GG. Thank you, Vats, for playing, but unfortunately, you have been eliminated from Prove Your Skill number 2. I'm not sure if they actually get to play in the little Proving Grounds thing tomorrow. I think last time the teams that were eliminated on day 2 didn't get to play it, but I guess I don't really know how the format's cooking, but that is that. I'm going to go ahead and refresh the website real quick. We can see if any of the other groups are done, but I highly doubt it. That was a very fast set. That being said, Origin's set could have been faster because theirs ended earlier, and Origin is a stronger team than Ponda, I have to say. So maybe they defeated their opponents quicker. That's entirely possible. We will see. In the meantime, I'm going to set up my room invite. Yeah, okay, so Origin was faster. Fair enough, but that's, I think, because I started earlier. Well, maybe not faster. We'll see. This group, I love Autis, so Joker 3 out of love. Fair enough. Here, Rejects 3-1 over 16S. They're still playing against 4K. Cool. So, Origin, Toma, Wheel, Ponda, Joker, Rejects, and 2 other teams will move on tomorrow. Will Autis be able to upset 11? That would be a crazy one here. They already took a set to tiebreaker against them. Of course, this is a best of 5, so it's not as easy to do that. You have to pull off 3 wins as opposed to pulling off 2 wins. But we'll see, we'll see. And I don't know 16S and 4K well enough to be able to make a judgment there, I suppose. But I've heard of 4K and I haven't heard of 16S, so that's all I can say about that. Anyway, reset the scores, get the Wheel and Ponda thing set up. Oh, that's how I input the names of the things. That's a little awkward. It's fine. Sorry, that Windows noise was me. Windows is annoying. We're fine. And we can show the room. Both teams are here. Wheel Ponda the rematch. Last set was a 3-0 in favor of Wheel. So they have the 2-1 set lead over Ponda at the moment. So Eldism, welcome. Bleg, I don't know who that is. I really don't know. This is my first time seeing them play. But I think it's a combination of LATAM players. Anyway, Wintermel, the first map for this set. Light tank on both teams, a wheel running the Panzerwagen. Honda seems to like the T100 more, fair enough. Along with 5 crons and a Yo. So Yo, the most interesting tank that we've seen today, the least common one, I should say. Maybe the Type 5 Heavy could be there as well, but I think maybe the Yo less frequently used, but we'll see. But Wheel rocking the crons. Neither of these teams are afraid to run cron Vons here. I've seen some competitive on the new Wintermel map, but I haven't seen a lot of it. We've seen a couple sets here and there, but I'm interested to see if things have developed any more since last season. And this is the final set of the day, by the way, guys. Both of these teams do move on tomorrow, so no need to worry about being eliminated for either of these teams, but cups may play a factor at the end of the tournament, so both teams want to get as many as they can here. The chat's talking about how the game's last set ended fast. Yeah, man, that was a lightning fast set. That's had a bit of a rough one, but they did defeat FIDE, so good on them for that. I didn't get to show FIDE's new logo on stream. I guess I can do that really quickly. If I say that team name is FIDE, it's just a monkey on a stick. It's kind of goofy. But that is the logo that they gave me. Anyway, let's roll the winter intro and begin our set. Honda's playing a little bit better, I would say, since the first time against Wheel. Maybe they're more locked in on the Grand Finals maps, and last preview skill they played better in Grands. But also, last time, that set was determined in elimination, so Wheel actually got knocked out of the preview skill by losing to Ponda. However, this time, neither team is at such risk, so this set doesn't matter as much. Maybe Ponda didn't lock in as hard with their Grand Finals maps, but I still expect to see a good set despite the score of the last one, indicating that it wasn't super close. Anyway, looks at this spot that Watson's using in the light tank. You can get a little bit of vision here. There are kind of buildings that make it awkward, like Sherman is able to drive in the middle with that building kind of covering him, but there was a little bit of a gap that Watson was able to spot him with. Oh my goodness, what's happening to the tank here in the concept? It's like Ponda's got all those tanks lined up. Those Kronvons able to shoot the crossing. Put big damage into the Kron, who is now no longer spotted. That's the only thing that still kept him alive. But Market with some good spots. GTA dug into his position nicely as well. And Wheel has taken a ton of damage. They are already down 4,000 HP at the start. They've got a concept on less than 1,000. You know, they've got a concept on barely over and a Kron on just less. And Atomic's taken some damage as well. And Ponda, for all of that, received one HE splash into JTA, and finally Sherman taking a hit as well. Anyway, Market was looking like he wanted to grab the C base, but a tank from Wheel has been spotted. He is going to try to back out of there. Really get lit. Doesn't get lit. Fires his gun there. Watson in the Panzerwagen was actually ready to support, but wasn't pre-aimed for Market's shot, so didn't get to put something in. Anyway, Ponda now rotating a tank out to help JTA. But Vanna's not going to be going for any bases here. He's just going to try to shove Mr. Fartman. And he's just going for HE splashes at the moment. JTA is going around. Does he get hit hard? Lai Kai and CTA put in some damage. Now JTA getting a little bit low. And that final shot missing. So Pawn has committed a couple tanks, not the healthiest on the side of the map. And we'll actually do get the base. I think Skip's got blind fire there. Maybe he was spotted just before. But we'll do get a cap lead, and they have bled Pawn a little bit back. They don't have a 4,000 HP deficit anymore. It's now just over 3k. Still not great, though. And Vana penning a nice shot there. Not easy to pen a hull down Kranvan there. Now he's going for HEs. I like how Vana's not shooting the last shell in the clip because that completely butchers your DPM. And at JTA, not really confident enough to peek this again. He gets lit. Spots Laikai this time. Doesn't spot CTA. And they're just going to try to HE Atomic to death, huh? Peg and Vana both have one shot left before they reload. Again, still good that they're not shooting their last shot. But Vana now speed boosting. Looks like they want to pick up this kill once and for all. Atomic still looking over the side. Sneaks a shot in. That's a good hit. 3k difference in HP between the two teams. I thought maybe Pagman would peek while Vana had Atomic turned, but Atomic has emptied his clip fully. Vana should be able to pick up this kill here. Does so. That's a tank lead now for Ponda. Vana's got an empty clip though. DPM's going to be hit for a while. CTA is still hiding behind that house, so Peg's going to have to be careful. I'm sure that Ponda's aware of that though. Ku just chopping down into an interesting spot. And he's just trying to dig himself down here. Wheel trying to make a play over on the C side. They've actually caught Market in an awkward little crossfire here, where Watson could make a play on him, but instead they are making a play on Sherman. This is an interesting push here by Wheel, but they'll be able to pick off a kill here for free. And Ponda's got a couple tanks just down low over on the A side that aren't really doing a whole lot at the moment, and that gave Wheel a good amount of initiative. That being said, the tank is very severely damaged. So is this F3 in the middle. And Ponda's still holding on to something here, although the HP is not quite as bad as it was. They do pick up their second kill, so they do have the tank lead. Pagman's coming in, but Laikai's full HP. Looks like Pag's going to turn for Tyrannos Dracula, and he's got a full clip to put in. He's going to be taking a good amount of damage here. He should go down. Market's got Laikai in his sights, and that's another kill from Ponda. So now they have a 2-tank lead. They're back up on the HP quite a bit. JTA getting pushed on the other side by Dr. Watson, but still able to keep his distance in that clip is going to help him quite nicely. However, Wheel do pick up a tank of their own. So it's not quite over yet, but Ponda does have a good setup going here as they push Laikai, who does not have enough left in the clip to kill Pagman on 7 HP. Market will be able to clean this one up, no problem. Pag reloading his clip. Laikai dies off camera. Watson's going to shove for JTA here. Does he have HE ready? Ooh, clipping him with that little ram there, and HE will kill him. Actually, AP would as well. He was on 320. So good kill there from JTA. Really nice reaction there. The F3 going down for Wheel as well. So Ponda are going to be able to take game one, although this one was definitely closer than I thought it would be. Wheel did have a nice push over on the C side in order to put a little bit of pressure on Ponda. Nice shot from Vitank, but won't be able to get anything out of it. Ponda takes the game number 1. What's up, best STV player? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, looks like the Yo didn't end up making it into the lineup. I was excited for an interesting new tank, but we didn't see it. Anyway, spawn swap for game 2. Getting a little tired, guys. I'm gonna be maybe going to sleep right after this stream. We'll see. Sometimes I usually stay up on the weekends, but I don't know if I have it in me today, guys. Oh man. Anyways, Winter Mail game 2. This time, Wheel keep the Panzerwagon. They add a fleet chain to the mix here. Okay. Concept. Honda actually peeling off some of their Kronvons here. 2 concepts and a fleet chain. Very similar lineups overall, though. What can you say? It's all meta tanks. But is this their first time running a Panzerwagon? I know they've been running a lot of T100, but Panzerwagon is now their pick here. See, I thought maybe T100 was like a preference thing for market, but the fact that he's running a Panzerwagon now means maybe either this strat needs a Panzerwagon, maybe it's the view range that it offers. They need it for a certain position. I don't know. Maybe the T100 was the specialized tank for certain strats, and the Panzerwagon is his more comfort pick. I don't know. Jet's been pretty quiet today. There's nothing wrong with that, of course. I know day 3 is always more exciting for preview skills, so we'll get to that tomorrow. Hopefully we'll have some good groups cooked up here. But both teams are headed somewhat heavily towards the C area. I mean, Wheel is split pretty 50-50, but good early bleeds into Vana. Taking some damage there. Wheel is pretty split half and half. They set up their Krons to do a similar nuke to what Ponda did last game, but they don't have that anything going for them here. Ponda putting their concept clips into the tank, but the concept clip isn't that hard hitting, so it didn't take a lot of damage there. Mr. Vitank still somewhat healthy, but 1000 HP isn't the most comfortable, of course, but it's not like he is a one-tap. He's a one-clip, though. Watson's kind of floating around here on the A side. A little sneaky bush hopper that he is. Ooh, Vitank got picked off. I did not see what was going on there. Looks like a little crossfire that Ponda had set up, but they have pushed pretty far forward with Pagman here. And Wheel doesn't really have a way to punish him at the moment. He is relatively protected by Skips, Sherman, JTA, Vena, all coming in now. I was going to say, maybe if they got Pagman to back up, there would be a crossfire. And there is Tyrannos there, but now Kujis is going to pressure him. And that's a pretty nice clip that he can put in if he wants to. Atomic's looking his way, though, so Wheel could maybe pivot into Kujis now as an awkward... Yeah, looks like that's what they're going to do. Kujis kind of getting caught out here. He'll just put in his clip before he dies. I'll put in one more shot. Bang. Tyrannos going to try to stop the B base. Watson picks up Kujis, but Ponda taking this opportunity to pick off a Laikai. And at CTA. They don't have any tank shots left in the clip, though, so this is an opportunity for them to do a little bit more damage. Laikai should put one more into JTA before going down. Atomic should have that kill. He's not looking. He'd rather go for another tank, but Tyrannos, CTA, them all dying in quick succession. And Atomic had the opportunity to pick up a kill on JTA, doesn't have one anymore. Pagman's going to put pressure on him. And this is looking good for Ponda, although Caps... Yeah, no, Caps are fine. This is going to be a Caps game. I mean, this is a little uncomfortable. It's not perfect for Ponda, but they are looking quite good here. They have 6 tanks left alive. Watson will pick up Skips. Okay, actually, yeah, Market's here to kind of apply pressure here. I was going to say there are a lot of one-shots that could be a problem, but no, they're able to get that kill. And now, just one tank left alive for a Wheel. Ponda will be able to clean this one up. No problem, and just like that, while Wheel dominated the previous set, I mean, it was a close set in terms of the games. The games weren't particularly one-sided. Nice kill into Pagman. But yeah, this time it is Ponda going up 2-0. Watson saying chill, go next. I respect it. That's good mentality. But yeah, Ponda not risking anything. They don't want to lose a tank here. Market actually does take a hit. Fair enough. But yeah, I like what Watson's saying. Yeah, just take 3 in a row. Good mentality. It's not over until it's over. But yeah, pawned up 2-0. Do we see the 3-0 into the 0-3? It happens. It happened in the last preview skill where Joker 3-0'd 7 rats and then got 0-4'd by them. So it absolutely happens. Teams have hot streaks. Mentality can be very momentum based. But we got Alpenstat, guys, for game 3, game 4. This is a best of 5. So he only has one more chance here. They can't lose any more games. We're down to the last chance, I should say. But they're keeping a simple metal lineup. The concept of Fleet, a light tank, and a Krons. I'm getting hiccups here. My goodness. And Ponda's doing the same. We might have an even lineup actually here. He just has been doing his Fleet slaving. Yep, even lineups here for game 3. Both teams have 2 touch players and 5 PC players. An interesting thing to note here is Ponda was around back in the touch only days, I'm pretty sure. So, well, they used to be a full touch team. Now that PC is allowed, a lot of them have switched over, only Skips and Market holding onto the mobile. Wheel, however, I don't think Ritu2 competed at all under touch-only rules. I don't remember. Maybe they did. But I don't think so. Anyway, we'll introduce Alpenstat. Games 3 and 4. Yo, shout out 34. Sorry, I was reading Discord and saw some interesting stuff, but it's fine. Alright, light tank on either team. Obviously the lineups are even, we know this. Both teams sending their light to A. Market kind of operating without any support though. He's a one-man team over here. Spots a Kron. Wheel knows that the light tank's over here. Ponda doesn't know if Wheel's light tank's over here or if they're somewhere else. However, I think Ponda by process of elimination can assume that Wheel is pretty much all set up at A, because they have grabbed C and they've even pushed tanks forward and they have found nothing. Sherman did get spotted, so there's that. Laikai's in the bush, activates his little Retcal here, wants to put a shot in, does put one into Pag. He gets lit for it, so Honda does find Wheel having a little bit of a defensive setup here. Wheel also does grab the A base, so the base differential is actually quite close. Both teams have only put a couple shots into each other, so. The nice thing about having even lineups is that it's very easy to tell which team has done more damage. Even though the equipment means that the HP isn't always going to be the same. Most Krons run the HP booster, although it looks like Laikai is not, so that's fair enough, I suppose. But anyway, Capley, Ponda. Damage being traded relatively even. They're within a couple shots of each other. But Ponda's definitely more forward in the town. Wheel's got a defensive setup going. Laikai getting bled a little bit. He is lowest HP tank for Wheel, although Vana has taken a decent amount of hits for Ponda. Wheel rotating their light tank around. And no one's there to spot him. Okay, and Skips goes for the B base. Is Watson going to sneak in for a reset? Possible, but doesn't look like it's needed, although he does have a good crossfire here. There you go. Shot into Skips, who is almost dead now. If Watson hit that, that would have been a dead tank, and it looks like he's going to drive in for it. He might as well. No, he's not going to. It will be the Kronvon going back for it, in fact. Does he pick it off? Yes, he does get it. GATA being picked off as well. Ponda tried to push into Wheel, but they didn't commit enough tanks to do it, and so they do lose a tank for it. Not looking good for Ponda. Wheel have a good setup. They're 2 tanks up. They're Still relatively even on the damage, but those 2 guns will matter quite a bit, and Sherman's about to go down to the Kron Von here before falling himself. Either Kujus will put in the shot or Market does. Looks like Kujus gets the kill. Vaughn on Pag, though, getting picked off in quick succession. There's only 2 tanks left alive for Ponda. They are both in the town. Market will chase down Watson here. Should be able to pick up that kill, but it's not looking good for Ponda otherwise. Watson's just going to try to lead him right into his team. Does Market get the kill? No, misses it. Watson gets down just in time. And he's brought help. The tank will keep Market away. He's taken bleeds. And this is going to be a Game 3 win for Wheel, so no sweep here in Grand Finals. Honda just pushing a little bit too far, spread themselves a little too thin here. And we got a set on our hands. Mr. Game, what's up? Dang, everyone's talking trash on Wheel. They just won a game that could turn it around. Nice game from Mr. Like Guy. This is Derpy. Yeah, skips out a rough 1-0. Going for that B grab definitely swung the game into Wheel's favor. It's very greedy of them. Very, very greedy. A little bit of a donut ski there. It happens, it happens. What's up, Mr. Dizzy? Mr. Ikame. Oblivion is enjoying being able to watch from the sidelines. Alright, game 4. I'll refresh the website in the meantime, might as well. I got nothing else to do. On to keep in the Felice. Lineup might actually be identical depending if GATA and Peg ready up. We'll switch things up though. No more Felice, no more Kron. Sorry. No more Felice, no more Concept. My bad. Pana keeps the same lineup, fair enough. And we don't really have enough time to show the website yet. Only 20 seconds until the games. So I'll show it after this game. We'll see if Ponda can close it out, or if Wheel forces a tiebreaker. Okay. Where do the light tanks go? Last game they both went to A. This time Market Man not doing that. Honda will be sending mostly A though. Half A. But Honda should be able to get another ace advantage this game by stepping C. And this time they probably will learn better than to greed the B base. Skips takes a hit. Looks like Wheel missed one there. Panzerwagon bouncing off Skips. He'll still keep him lit for 20. Honda actually not committing to C. I thought the light tank might, but he does not. And now his window of opportunity has passed. Kronvon's going to be dug in there. So if he tries to step late, it'll be a problem. But no, he sees the Kron. Wheel's rotation has been noted. Can Ponda do anything about it, though? Not really. I mean, GTA is going to sit here, but he could take some damage for it. Okay, they put him into Watson. Fair enough. He's lost about a third of his HP for that play, but Wheel actually has the base lead this time. I thought Ponda would just quick grab C, but I guess he didn't know where the enemy light tank was, so decided not to do it. But it's fine. You're just missing a shot on Tyrannos in the crossing. Gets himself spotted here. And now both teams are going to be spotting each other over on... I clicked on the wrong tank. Over in B. The tank gets a free shot into Kujis. I should not say free. He got lit on fire and he didn't have a fire extinguisher. 1,200. Oh my goodness, that's painful. 900 of that was just from Kujis lighting him on fire. Market sneaking an extra one in and getting him lit for 20 as well. Honda's rotating to A. Yeah, that fire hurt. We'll still fine though. I mean, HP is close. But the tank, the lowest HP tank on the field. Along with Watson in the light tank. Honda has made the rotation to this point. Find the Kron that Wheel has dug into A. But he's in the better position here. Not going to be as easy for Honda to dig him out. However, Vana taking this opportunity to drive right around him. He actually gets lit here. Maybe Atomic got that spot? Don't know, but they're going to go for the quick clip out here. And he fires one shot. He's actually going up into this little rail thing to hide. Wow, wait a second. I love that play. Difficult for Ponda to get... No, they have the elevation for this. It's not a problem. I was worried that maybe Ponda didn't have the elevation for the kill, but they did. I was like, wow, that's actually kind of big brain. I had not seen that play done before, but nope, Ponda had the elevation. It was fine. And now actually trying to hunt down the light tank who was here to help out. Good shot from Market into Watson. Ponda trying to go for resets on the B base now. Derpy getting that could cause problems with 2 bases for Wheel. This is a 5-tick map, since there's only 3 bases. Pagman is getting flanked a little bit by Dracula there. Ponda has to close this opportunity out, guys. They have the HP lead. They have a tank lead. They do let Wheel grab the B base, though, and that could be a big problem for them. The tank, though, is spotted, and Market does have bleeds there. Down to 11 HP. Market's going to look for that kill or JTA. JTA is looking for Laikai. Looks like Pagman's the tank getting pushed out here for Wheel. Getting a kill, but they're down a lot on the HP. 3,000 HP difference. The tank hanging on 11 HP. Atomic Fartman goes down. JTA still trying to go for B. Misses the kill shot on Nib the tank. Goes for Laikai instead. Market's going to hunt down the F3. This should be Ponda closing it out 3-1. There we go. There's the kill. Bases are going to be stopped. CTA does pick up a kill, but it's a 5v3. Nobody from Wheel has any HP left. Watson pulls up on Market, who I think... Did he bounce that shot or was that a miss? I don't know. But not looking good. I don't think there's anything left here for Team Wheel. He doesn't even have a shot left to put into JTA. A little 2-for-1 trade. Vana has enough to clip out Tyrannos. Nice shot there from him as well. My goodness, through that corner. That was a good hit. Watson looking for Market. Shot goes in, but Market saved his adrenaline. Actually, don't think Watson had adrenaline. Misses the shot, he falls. So, yeah, at least Watson can claim winning the 1v1 against Market. But it is Ponda who has the last laugh. They take the set win. Both teams will move on tomorrow, but Ponda did win their set. Did win their group, which will presumably give them better seeding. Because seeding will be done manually tomorrow, so I'm sure that the set wins will be taken into account when deciding the groups. And yeah, that is that. GG's to Ponda. Congrats on the win. 3-1. 3.1k from Kujis. Wheel can't complain too much, though. They will move on as well. And that's that. I will actually... So I did refresh the website, but I'm just going to do it again before I show it, just to see if any of the other sets have finished in that time. This wasn't a sweep in Grand Finals, so who knows? Maybe some of those groups did have sweeps. But likely, if the sets aren't done, they're all in Grands at least, so we'll see the teams that move on. So we'll show that here. Looks like Origin does end up beating Toma 3-1. Again, not that it makes a difference who really wins, but Origin beats Toma after getting 3-0'd by them. We see Ponda beating Wheel 3-1. Joker and Alev are still going. Autis took a left to tiebreaker again, so they're playing well, but just not well enough. This was a very competitive group 3, with tiebreaker, tiebreaker, tiebreaker. Joker could sweep though, we'll see, I guess. Group 4, it is Rejects and 16S, so 4K actually the team to drop. I am curious to look at these rosters actually, because I'm not familiar with 16S. But your top 8 for PYS 2, 16S, Rejects, Alev, Joker, Honda, Wheel, Origin, Toma. No crazy upsets in my mind other than if this was considered an upset, but probably could have been predicted by most of y'all. Yeah, really quickly, I would like to look at that roster just because I am curious. Here, group 4. Okay, I'm familiar with some of them, but I don't know if they ever played on like a team together. And some, yeah, that's what I knew them from. So it looks like one played on Kraken for a bit. Toma. So this is kind of a group that just combine themselves. But they move on, so good for them. Okay, so it is a mix. Cool. Alright, well that's that, guys. I will go ahead and call it here. I am tired and I'm out of energy. But hopefully I'll be nice and recharged for tomorrow. And yeah. Sub 34 will continue stream Tourneys and Reforged. Who knows? Who knows? I have no idea what my plans are in the future. It depends on how tournaments look in Reforged, I guess. You know, if they are prosperous, I'll stick around. If they're not prosperous, I'll have to evaluate if it's worth it for me to do that. Alright. That's about it. You all have a good one. Stay safe. Happy tanking.
Thank you.